Good Sunday afternoon, everybody. Come on in. Hope y'all having a God bless Sunday. I sure am. It's beautiful outside. I cannot wait for this pollen to let up. I tell you what, I'm working on my back porch. I'm getting there, y'all. It's going to be where we can enjoy. It's going to be so hooked up and so relaxing and enjoyable. When I do this video for y'all gonna think you're sitting right out here on the porch with me. So give me a few more days. I'm looking out here now and I'm getting all excited, but I'm even more excited about Sunday dinner. So let's get to Sunday dinner. Okay, as you can see, those are turkey wings. It's turkey wing time, y'all, again. So what I did last night, I went ahead on and got my turkey wings in a dry rub marinade, sort of, so to speak. So I'll tell y'all, I've got everything, probably including the kitchen sink, on these turkey wings. So, as you know, complete seasoning is one of my staples. And the other thing with me these days, I'm trying to cut back on my sodium intake, as I have been all year long, but more so now, because salt is just not good for you when you have heart situations, and even if you don't, salt or too much salt anyway. So anyway, I've been instructed to cut back on my salt intake, so I'm doing that so that I can eat what I cook and also be safe with the salt. So in my rub, this is what I've put. I put two to everything I say until I say different is 2 tablespoons. And by the way, this is 10 pounds of turkey wings. Okay, so I've got 2 tablespoons of complete seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, Miss Dash, and you know Miss Dash is not salted, marsala turmeric, not salted, black pepper, of course, not salted, Tony Chartres, unsalted, 2 tablespoons of liquid Gold Mountain seasoning. Remember I told y'all a long time ago I bought that from the Asian market. I'll show you the bottle. Well, here it is right here. This is what the bottle looks like. It's called Gold Mountain sauce. Of course, it has sodium in it. I only use 2 tablespoons to that 10 pounds of meat. Okay, I got 1 tablespoon of jerk seasoning. It has salt content, but I only use 1 tablespoon because it is also hot. Okay, parsley, and let me see what else. Okay, that's all my dry ingredients. And then what I did to my all those dry ingredients, I put about 1/4 of a cup of olive oil in there and mixed it so I could rub it all over those wings so it will stick real good. So that's what I've got on my turkey wings. And I also cut up 2 large stalks of celery, 1 huge onion, and just put it all through there so that flavor can cook through, and 1 yellow pepper. It's not a hot pepper, like a banana pepper to give that, because I didn't have green pepper, so I used yellow. Either one will do, or if you have hot peppers, if your family likes hot food. So what I'm going to get ready to do now is put it in a 375-degree oven for about 2.5 to 3 hours, and when them babies come out, they'll be ready for me to make a little, just a small amount of gravy, not a lot, because you know with these turkey wings, I don't want mine floating in gravy, but we'll have enough on there so when you lay it on top of that jasmine rice, it'll be ready, y'all. So if y'all hang on for a minute, I'm gonna go ahead and get this in the oven, and I'm gonna come back and we're gonna get these greens and the other vegetable. I'm having greens, turnip greens and kale greens mixed. Turnip and kale greens. I already got them. So they're already washed, but I got them in the sink. I'm going to, wash them again, y'all. And I am going to cook something that I have not cooked in a very long time. When's the last time y'all cooked some of these? Field peas with snaps. I think I got about 2.5 pounds of those, so I'm going to cook those. So field peas with snaps, and the greens are going to be our veggies today, and then rice on the side, and probably a pan of cornbread. Tanya already got some cheesecake. We always forget to include the cheesecake, so we're having cheesecake today, compliments of Lady T. So hang on just a minute. Let me go ahead and get these wings in, because it's 1:30 now. I need these out of the oven at 4:30, so hold on 1 second for me. Okay, just make sure when you put those wings in, cover them real tight. I always, if I have regular foil, I put 2 pieces over it. If I have the heavy duty foil, 1 piece is good, but tighten them down real tight. And I cook this is a cast, this pan here, even though it's coated like that on the outside, that's a cast iron pan, weighs about 20 pounds. I'm sure I've told y'all that a few times before. But these heavy duty pans like this help to cook turkey wings and roast, makes them just falling apart delicious. So if you got a big heavy pan, use it. If not, go ahead and use what you got, and they'll get done. So hold on just a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and get this in the oven. And it's going on the top rack, y'all. Okay, move this back a little bit more. I tell you what, this thing I'm putting, this weighs about 30 pounds, y'all. Okay, they're in the oven. I'm going to go ahead and set them up for 3 hours. In 3 hours, I know they'll be ready. And like I said, I'll go ahead and start making my gravy. Now, I am cooking in this pan. I'm going to season my pots up real good. I've already got, I'm using smoked turkey. You can't see in the pot. I'll have to move the camera up a little. Let me see if I can move it up a little. Do I have it all maxed out already? Probably got it already maxed out, but anyway. I'm sorry about that. Smoked turkey wing. So the other thing that I'm going to put in, I'm going to load it up because, again, I'm not supposed to do a lot of salt. So what I can do, I can use that. Then this is like half of a big old turkey wing. It's not a whole turkey wing. It's half of a great big turkey wing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to season this water up real good. And you know, the more herbs that you put in, I found out, of course, the less salt you will need or want. And once you get used to seasoning your food like that, then, you know, the salt issue sort of fades away. So remember, use lots of dry herbs that are not salted, and it makes all the difference in the world. And like, this is my Tony Chaudhry's. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple teaspoons of that. No salt in this. It has a real good flavor. Really good flavor. Okay? No salt, Tony Chaudhry's. Okay, then I'm going to put in there, where's my Miss Dash? Miss Dash, where are you? I'm going to put some, okay, I've put in my Tony Chaudhry's. I gotta get my onion powder, my garlic powder, and I've got one thing that'll have a little bit of salt that I'm trying some new seasoning, but I'm going to use it very sparingly. It's called Sazon. Now it's full of veggies and all those good flavors. So to this, I'm going to do about a half a teaspoon in there. Okay. It has coloring to it too, so it'll make it look a little orangey. And garlic powder, because I don't need a lot of garlic powder in my peas. I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of garlic powder. But you remember now, we're trying to flavor these beans up to the point where they will not want or need a lot of salt. We're trying to cut that salt out. I'm gonna do me a teaspoon of parsley, and I'm gonna do me a tablespoon of onion powder, and I've got some fresh onion that I'm gonna cut up in there. So like I said, I'm gonna put as much in the way of non-salt seasoning in there, so as they cook, I don't have to worry about a lot of salt. So hold on one sec for me. Grab a piece of celery over here. And you know, when you're cooking certain things now, greens, I don't put like, I'm not going to put certain things that I put in one, I may not put in the other. Let's just put it like that. So I'm just going to cut up a couple pieces of celery to drop in there. Not a lot, because you know I told you celery will take over and do what it wants to do. Then I'm going to go ahead and put me a teaspoon of black pepper. Okay, got my black pepper. Did I put onion powder? I think I did. Okay, so the only salty thing I think I put in there so far is a half teaspoon of this sazon. Now, what I'm going to do, I want to make sure I get that mixed up really, really good. And then I'm going to get this going to a rolling boil. And then I'll drop in my beans and let them start to cook. I'm put me a tablespoon of Mrs. Dash lemon pepper seasoning, no salt, Miss Dash. Y'all know Miss Dash don't have salt. I need a big old spoon here. There's my big spoon. Okay. So we're gonna just stir that up, and with that turkey wing in there and all that seasoning in there, that ought to do it. You know what I'm saying? I think that ought to do it. Okay, so we're just gonna let that turkey. I'm gonna let it cook. So I'm not gonna put the beans in just at this moment. I'm just gonna let that cook a little bit more, and I'm gonna go ahead and I will season my greens pot the same way. This is my pot I've got there for my greens. Those same seasoning. I think I will put the exact same seasoning will go in there for the greens. So when we get ready to put them in, we'll be right back. But for now, I just want to. It has to cook. That turkey meat has to cook almost an hour before it gets to the point where you need to go ahead and put anything in it. Because I like to, when I'm eating, I want this done and tender because I like to eat it right along with the beans or the greens. So hold on, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, it's time to get the peas in the pot. I'm going to go ahead and put about a cup of diced onions in there. I've already diced them off to the side, and I'm going to do the same thing for my greens. So just sliced onions. So we're going to get that pot to a rolling boil. I'm going to drop those peas in, and they're going to have to cook for about a good hour, I think. Hour to 45 minutes, and then we'll get back in there and see what they look like. Look, y'all, I had a few sweet potatoes that my friend gave me, and some of them were going bad, so I decided, y'all know me and throw them. I took the bad ones out. I wasn't intending to cook them today, but I went ahead and took the bad ones out and salvaged the ones that were still good so that they would not go bad. So I'm going to try my hand at a sweet potato pudding. When's the last time y'all had a sweet potato pudding? I'll do it on a separate video, I think. So I can go ahead and, yeah, I'll do it on a separate video. So I'm going to be releasing a sweet potato pudding video for y'all. Okay? So now, I'm just going to open this bag, and they're going to go right into this pot. Like I said, these are field peas with snaps. Field peas with snap. These came from the Piggly Wiggly. Now, Piggly Wiggly store sells this kind of veggies. They have all the good veggies like this. All these good old-fashioned garden vegetables. Whew. So we're going to stir them up really good. I may have to put a little bit more water, but we shall see. I'm looking at SWAT, y'all. I'm looking at the same thing over and over again. I love SWAT. I love SWAT. Okay, so here we go, y'all. I'll be back in about an hour. And then meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and get my greens going, so I'll be right back. Okay, we got the greens going, y'all. I've made one installation. Get another one. I made 2 installations, so we had a total of 4 installations. So what we had to do, I had to switch pots. I don't know what made me think I was going to get 3 bags of greens in that pot, but got my soup pot out, my gumbo pot, so it'll do. The last installation of greens, I was layering them back and forth with kale and we got kale some, then turnip greens. So I was doing like, in between, like interlacing them. And then what I'm going to put on top of there is the rest of my sliced onions. Okay. got some onions on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and, these are cooking down as I'm talking. And I'll cover them and they'll cook down even more. So this is the last installation of greens right here. So we have a nice pot of mustard and kale mixed. Of course, like I said, we're going to put those sliced onions right on top of there. Okay, the one seasoning that I did not put in my pot when I was boiling my turkey meat is the complete seasoning. So I'll put the complete seasoning on, which will be a couple teaspoons of complete seasoning. So it'll cook right down through there for that flavor. Okay, so now we're done. We're going to put the lid on and let them cook, and they'll boil down, and then I'll stir them and get them all mixed into the juice. So I'll be back. Okay, y'all, as promised on the Sunday dinner video, I'm going to make a sweet potato pudding. Now, what had happened was, y'all, I didn't realize until I got sort of into this that my shells are round. My pan is oblong, but we're going to do it anyway. Y'all know me, that I'm not going to be defeated just because of that. Absolutely not. So, what I'm going to do here, and I'll tell y'all how I make this. I'll do this another time to give y'all the real instructions for a potato or a sweet potato pudding, pretty much like this, but we're just going to have to modify and make do. What the main thing is to peel your sweet potatoes and just almost sliver them. I cut them in thin slices. I'm going to go ahead and fill my shell. This is 2 pounds of sweet potatoes. I just want to do, y'all know me, I just want to do something a little bit different. Be like a big old sweet potato fritter when I get done with it, because I've got a top crust to put on here as well. So hopefully this is my little plan is going to come together. So we're going to spread it out in there. Now, was doing this the easy way, I thought, because what I did, the easy part was supposed to be that I put my potatoes into the microwave, put a cup of sugar on them, and I put 1 cup of sugar. Let's see, 2 pounds sliced up, 2 pounds of potatoes, a cup of sugar, a tablespoon of vanilla flavor, 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 stick of butter, and I cooked them, let's see, I think about 12 minutes in the microwave. Covered it, cooked it in the microwave so they're nice and tender. I don't want to cook them all the way completely, so what I did was cook them half of the way. So what I'm doing now is I'm reducing the juice. I got about a little bit over a cup of juice off those potatoes. Then I added, when I cooked them with 1 cup of sugar. Then I added another cup, and I'm reducing that juice that came off, and I'm just going to pour it over there. I'm going to put this top crust on and put some butter on it. Put it in the oven. Probably cook about 45 minutes. It should be done. So, let me see. So, like I said, this is going to be a sweet potato pudding. And as it cooks, that syrup will continue to cook down, is what I'm getting at. So, if y'all want to try this, I mean, it's real quick, fast, and easy. Not no big deal to do. So, we're just going to make this part of dinner. So, y'all see how I reduce it down? It's all bubbly and syrupy. I don't think I'm going to need all of this, but I will use most of this. On top, on top, on top. And what will happen, some of that juice will cook into the dough. I'm just hoping we get a bottom crust. Okay, so we're going to shift that around a little bit. It'll be just like yams with a crust, pretty much. Yeah, I am going to use just about all of this. Okay. And then we're going to put, my oven is already on 375 because I still got my turkey wings in there. Okay. I used brown sugar and a little bit of white. I think I used about a cup and a half of brown sugar and a half a cup of white sugars is what I used. Let's get some on these over here. And all I'm going to do is put the top crust on, and we're going to let it cook, see what happens. And everything will thicken. I almost broke my crust to the point of not being able to use it. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to unroll it. See, it's the crust is a round crust, and I'm sticking my thumb right through it, y'all. But that's okay. We need a little hole in the top anyway, so what we're going to do here, we're just going to lay it right on top like so, like that. And hopefully this is some good pie crust. This is a Food Line pie crust. And we're just going to act like it did like it's supposed to do. We're just going to pierce it a little bit right like so. And let's see, now I need to put some butter on it, and then it's going to go right into the oven for, I'm going to cook it about 30 minutes until this crust gets nice and brown, and then we'll take it out. So we'll see y'all when we get ready to eat, when the flavor train comes in. Okay, y'all, we're 2 hours in on these turkey wings. I'm going to go ahead now and make a gravy and put over them and put them in for that last hour, and they'll be done. Okay, y'all, I've got that gravy ready for these turkey wings. I have used this Southeastern Meals roasted turkey gravy. This is a real good brand. It makes 3.5 cups of gravy mix, so I just simply use it. Look, it ain't fixed. It ain't broke. I ain't trying to fix it. So all I needed to do was make this according to the packaging, and it makes up nicely. Need to add a little bit more water to it, a little thick, but that's okay. Add a little bit more water to it. It costs a 3.5. I only put 3 to begin with, so I just went and put a little bit more on that end. But what all I'm going to do, because this pan is huge, so what I'm doing is pouring this gravy like down the side and let it just run up under there, and I'm going to cover it and let it continue to cook for, it's got to cook about another 45 minutes, I think it is. Yeah, got 45 minutes left on it. So I'm just pouring it all around the sides here, y'all. Those wings are just about there. I mean, you could stop them there. They'll probably be at the little chewy stage a little bit now, but we want them falling off the bone, melting in the mouth. So, a little bit more, a little bit. I have to put some more water on that other end down there. Okay, so these wings are going to be wonderful in about an hour when we get them on the plate, y'all. So I'm going to cover them back up, put them back in the oven for another 45 minutes, and we'll be right back. Okay, y'all, Sunday dinner is ready to be served. As you can see, everything is out of the oven. The burners are turned off. So let's start over here with the jasmine rice. There's those crowder peas with snaps, kale, and turnip greens cooked together. Those luscious turkey wings, boy, those look good. You know, I figured it out. I got 18 wings in there, honey. We're going to have us a real good time today. As I told you, I made a gravy to go over them and just let them cook until they just fell apart. So we can't hardly wait to get in those. There, y'all, is my sweet potato pudding. I said I was going to put it on a different video, but before I knew it, I just kept right on rolling, and there it is, y'all. So hopefully it's going to turn out okay. This dough that I use for the crust is a Food Line brand crust, so we're hoping it's going to be pretty good, and I showed you all earlier how I made the filling. So this is sweet potato pudding. Some people put dumplings in. I didn't put dumplings in because we got all that thick crust on there, so we're hoping and praying it's going to be really, really nice. It looks good. It smells good. I know the filling tastes good. So I'll let you know at a later time how that crust is for the that Food Line crust is, rather. So anywho, y'all, I'm tired. It's hot today. I don't know. It got hot in the kitchen for some odd reason. I'm getting ready to sit back, relax, and rest a little bit before the kids all get here, before the flavor train. I got done a little bit ahead of schedule today, y'all, so I'm going to take advantage of it. But just one thing before I go, continue to pray without ceasing. Of course, we know that latest shooting has happened, and that just kind of sort of shook things up a little bit over the weekend. So we are still continuing, of course, to pray without ceasing. Try to keep each other lifted up, and especially those 8 families, and I think it was the 5 other ones, of course, 2 that were injured as well, and just that whole community and this world at large. We're going through so much. So if any time was a time for praying, it is now. We're living in these days, y'all, where we cannot afford not to pray. So please continue to pray without ceasing. Keep everybody that you know, all the people that are around you, keep them high and lifted. That things go well, and even in the face of all these crisis situations, we're still dealing with our family members and things that are our regular everyday things that are going on. Tansy was telling me earlier that one of her friends' stepdaughters just passed away. I believe it was yesterday. The child went and laid down and never got back up. So we got all kinds of things. And I just went to the funeral of one of my in-laws, and those things are still swirling around. So all this fussing and fighting and backbiting and he said and she said, y'all please, 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 if we can't, reconcile those differences. There are far more important things to be considering, like praying and asking God to help each and every last one of us, and just keep each other in prayer. Try to do and be kind to one another. This fussing and backbiting and getting mad because somebody didn't speak to you at the family reunion 40 years ago and all that kind of carried on, or you gave somebody else's child a bigger gift than you gave my child, or the baby mama drunk, all this stuff that's going on. Please, please, please try as much as we can. I know when you're in the midst of those things, they seem important, but trust me, the things of God are far more important. So I'm just urging you to please, please, please pray without ceasing. Do something kind for someone. If you feel yourself getting pulled into one of those little argument type situations, just pull yourself right back out of it. Name the name of Jesus, and I promise you that he will help you he'll give you an escape route. He will help you to get out of that mess right quick. Like they said, not quick but soon, because there are just far too many other things that require our attention and our prayer time and that energy that we use on those little things that sometimes we don't even think about, and we all in the midst of it. So anywho, y'all, like I said, I'm getting ready to go back and sit back and relax and enjoy the rest of my evening. When my children get here, we're going to sit down and enjoy this nice meal. So thank y'all for stopping by, for hanging out, for encouraging me, for praying for and with me. And thank y'all for being so kind to my children and to my grandchildren and to myself. So until I decide to cook again, y'all, I love you all. Keep those prayers going up so the blessings will continue to come down. And please don't forget to continue to pray without ceasing. Love you. Toodaloo.